Okay. So when next you have a chance and you're in a safe environment in which to do it, what I would encourage you to do is to try and communicate something without using your hands. By sitting on your hands and trying to convey to somebody else a more complex uh, and more involved concept. If you might have just noticed, I struggled in communicating that. Our hands support and only ever enhance the communication that we make, as does the rest of our body, our gestures, our eye contact. But I still hear the advice to interviewees to not use your hands too much. And I don't agree with that advice. And in fact, the science supports me. The use of appropriate, clear, supportive hand gestures has been shown to only ever enhance communication. It adds meaning to what you are saying. And the language of your hands is a language that you have been using really for as long as you've been communicating, really longer than verbal communication. And it's an ancient process that we have. So what it does is it really adds to meaning and understanding. And when you have a particularly complex communication that you are involved in, so something that it is super important that people understand, such as what you're talking about in an interview, then the use of hand gestures does two things. One, it aids people in actually better understanding what you're saying, but also it helps you present your information more clearly, more logically, and for you to present a fuller picture of what you are trying to communicate. In fact, what occurs when people use hand gestures when they are communicating, in the brains of the people that you're communicating with, it triggers a part of the brain that says, hey, pay attention. I'm being communicated with. And so there is a higher level of attention that people give you when your communication is accompanied by good hand gestures. Okay. And also the research shows that what you do communicate when it is accompanied by hand gestures is actually remembered better and is remembered for longer. And you, as the communicator, will be remembered for a longer period also. Now, of course, that is exactly what you want to have happen in an interview process. So I really see that hand gestures, when you are communicating in an interview, really are a superpower that you have, that it is worth your effort to become more intentional in the use of. And to do that long before you have a job interview that you're going into. So look for opportunities just once a day to actually take a communication and intentionally use more hand gestures, and just see what happens. when you have somebody who you are trying to communicate with and they're not quite getting what you are communicating, then pause and then intentionally bring hand gestures to that communication. Or if somebody else has a communication that they're trying to portray to you and you're not quite getting it, ask them to help you understand it by having them show it to you with their hands, and just see what occurs, so that when you next have a job interview, you feel comfortable really using your hands and really using your whole body to help convey your messages, so that you convey it more clearly, they understand it better, and they remember you for longer. So, as always, wishing you a flourishing career. Bye for now.